Every time. I've been saying it forever. He'll just be telling just a whole ass scenario where I know I'm going to get locked up if we ever get no
that's
fight
what
in
makes this show because we're on hella fucking tangents. We're on layers of tangents. But we always get back to the football, and here it is. Your boy, Saquon Barkley.
There you go, Sam, my boy. But you're actually right this time because you didn't believe in Saquon or Todd Gurley.
I didn't.
And look at him now.
But they definitely proved me wrong.
Repeatedly.
But Gurley, the scouting report is still right.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. We're all going to die one day.
Definitely proved me wrong.
If you live long enough as a man, you'll get prostate cancer. That's a fact.
Wow.
That's just a fact, but that doesn't mean you predicted someone's life. See how that works?
No, that just got really dark.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this podcast always does. It gets dark and then it goes back.
Touchdowns and therapy. Don't worry, we'll get to touchdowns and
therapy and
later.
Tangents. That's what therapy is a tangent. By the way, I actually am in the process of looking for a therapist. So, yeah, pat on the back to me. Shout out to Willis Cooks. Chill, Will.
Wait, hold up. Wait, hold on. Wait.
I'm looking for a therapist right now.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just
it just feels like you are. Hey, I feel attacked again. I feel attacked, guys.
I'm sorry. Are you confused? I'm sorry. Are you clout chasing mental illness right now?
No, I'm being dead serious.
Are you playing the therapy card right now?
I'm really looking for a therapist.
Are you trying to get play right now?
Like, I really tried to open up and on this 3-year anniversary because the 100th episode I was fucked up and totally drunk and Jordan had to call in and tell me to not destroy my whole life.
I think that's me this show. I'm destroying the show this time.
I was really being honest and said I'm looking for a therapist and he just shot on me.
I'm just shitting on him because he's been saying that.
But I'm actually taking steps now.
Proud of you, son.
I'm older than you.
Man.
Just to get on astrology for a second, I'm a Pisces and Pete's a Taurus. So if you understand that relationship, that's why we are the way we are. And my mom's also a Taurus, which is why I don't trust the two of you talking.
Wow.
So stay away from my mom, Pete.
So now you're projecting mommy issues on me.
On the next episode of Grey's Anatomy, can we just get back to football, please? What the fuck is going on?
Oh no! I know Kenny's spilling the hot seat when he tries to get back to football. That's when I know it's bad.
Can we just stick to football, please?
Kenny tries to talk about anything but football.
Why are we talking about moms? I'm not talking about your mom. I'm not talking about my mom. I'm talking about his mom. Moms are off the table.
Talk about LA Press Week last week.
So go ahead.
All right, we'll get to that. But yeah, man, on that note,
by the way,
the other news we've been following, the NFL owners finally gave up their 18th game. They're going to settle for 17 games now in their next proposal.
It's their 18th game proposition, but they're willing to give up that 18th game strictly for the fact of a 17-game schedule eliminating the preseason. That's kind of the catch-22. But the NFLPA isn't going to budge on that unless there's some guaranteed, cash coming back. Yeah. Unless they get a bigger piece of the pie on ad revenue and all that other stuff.
You know what I say will ultimately resolve this?
Strippers and cocaine?
No, you add another playoff game on both sides.
What?
So you make a playing game. Everybody else is doing it, or you could just do no buys. Why are you hitting me with the crickets?
No, you don't deserve that. You don't get to hit that button.
That's a very uncartoonish.
Now you're just embarrassing yourself. That's what you did.
I'm mad. You know what the colors are. I'm so mad.
Don't make me press this one.
So mad. You didn't know what that one. That was a wild card.
No,
that was the only one you didn't know.
You're right. But that's literally what you just said. You just described the wild card game. It's a playing game between the division winner and the wild card.
But
it's the wild card round. That's the first round of you literally just did what Hyde did when he talks about a flying car when they get high in that 70s show.
No, I'm saying
Like summon Pennywise.
I'm saying you could do it like the MLB does it, where it's like a playing game to play.
You mean NCAA football?
Game.
Basketball.
NCAA basketball does it like that too, but that MLB also does it where they have a playing game to get into the wild card. Or you could just have two games and do away with bye weeks.
Here's why that think about. So you're taking away breaks for the players, which means they have to play pretty much a 25-week straight schedule. Which would
be fine if it was playoffs are different though, because playoffs is added salary.
What are you giving? I'm saying
playoffs is added salary.
I'm saying
so that's added games, that's added hours, that's added value.
But even if
that's a different thing.
You add an extra game. Let's say,
and players are going to want to be competitive. So why not?
Yeah, but like that doesn't.
You're giving an extra 100 people in the Players Association a chance to play in the playoffs. You know how many players want to play in the playoffs? You know how many players never play in the playoffs?
Injuries happen in the 17th week.
Give me any Raider player, and I'll tell you.
Injuries happen in the 17th week of the season. You understand that, right?
No, I definitely understand that.
So you throw in that playoff game, and let's say your star player gets hurt, and then it's a lackluster Super Bowl if they even make it, because their best players in there, and that's a stinker. That hurts ratings. And you know what they're going to say? Oh, it hurts the ratings and the money. The Players Association is going to be like, you got to pay us, you got to break even with us, and then you're going to have to extend the roster sizes because you're taking away a bye week. You're taking away a week of rest. So you're going to have to put, I don't know, you might have to have like a 70-man roster like in college football.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The video game. So that's why I'm saying that's not really feasible to have that, because they're going to want bigger rosters, which means it'll be even less guaranteed money, because there's a bigger roster, but there's even less chance of you making it to the opening day.
Yeah.
And cats are not going to want to carry 4 quarterbacks when you know you got 2.
I agree with everything that you're saying.
Like, I
agree with everything that you're saying, but I'm just saying I feel like that's a more viable option because it's going to be a compromise. The owners are going to be more willing to do that sort of compromise, extend the roster, give more cut of a playoff game, because playoff games are even more highly rated than regular season games.
Okay. Here's what
it's more revenue.
Here's what I have to rebut that, if just for the sake of being an advocate. Jerry Jones hasn't even paid Dak Prescott yet, and Pat Mahomes, his number is just whatever at this point,
which we'll get to.
So if they're not willing to break the bank on contracts and paying a guy like Melvin Gordon, who should have been making around $12 million, $12.5 million, I'm not going higher than 12.5 if I'm offering Melvin Gordon money for the prime of his career the next 3 years, because I know I could run him into the ground. And you know what? I'll spend $12 million, 12.5, whatever. They're not willing to pay guys on their roster now. How devalued do you think, and how much of a strike is that against the players and the players' union? Let's say they go with that. Let's say they go with what I said.
We've already talked how many times about how bad the NFL Players Union Association is.
Exactly. So how hard would they get screwed even more if they did this? They take the 70-man roster, which means they add a playoff game, which means it's a game for a guaranteed contract, whatever. But if I can carry 5 running backs, why the hell would I pay my starter, if he's a top flight running back, a bunch of money when I got 4 guys behind him who can replicate his production? You see what I'm saying? Or I have a rookie sensation running back, and I can pretty much redshirt him.
I get it.
In no way does this work out financially for the players.
Yes, it does.
If they don't get an extra bye week, or at least guaranteed contracts and an extra game. It's either guaranteed, anything outside of a guaranteed contract, it doesn't help the players. So
I mean, I don't disagree that the players should have guaranteed contracts, and I think once they get guaranteed contracts, we'll get a bigger roster because people won't be cycling through players as much.
But
it'll be like the NBA.
But to do that, you're still going to have to pay your top flight quarterback and your offensive line and your best overall player, like edge rusher, let's say. So I agree, like, the pay scale would probably level out better, but you still have cheap asses like John Gruden not paying people and whatever. But if you look at, I don't see a scenario where that works out for the players getting more money, guaranteed contracts.
John Gruden paying people is not the issue. John Gruden paying the wrong people is the issue, because John Gruden's paying Trent Brown. He's playing LaMarcus Jr.
Those are flexible contracts, though.
They're flexible contracts, but he's still paying them.
Carr ain't flexible, though. They're not cheap,
though.
That was a McKenzie deal.
Yeah, that was.
How do you not? I would have paid Khalil Mack as soon as he had 15 sacks. Said, bet we got you locked up for the next 5 years.
I just don't want to talk about it right now, man. Can we move on?
Kind of like my therapy. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I'll save that for my therapy session.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, another news that broke today. J-Lo, Shakira, Latina takeover, Super Bowl performance.
Latino pandering?
How do you feel, Kenny?
Because it's in Miami and they're pandering to the Latino community because they know no black artists are going to show up and they can't have Jay-Z's artists show up, even though his artists are already doing stuff with the NFL on the low.
You mean
they pretty much can't have
get Rihanna to go there?
You damn sure can't get Rihanna.
That's what I thought.
But Rihanna and Jay don't. I don't even think Rihanna and Jay fuck with each other like that.
Clearly not.
I mean, Umbrella was the last song they were on together.
She's on his label.
Exactly, but so is J. Cole, and J. Cole is with Kaepernick, so there you go. Bottom line is, I don't think the NFL could afford to have another all-white mayonnaise militia halftime show for a second year in a row. So they're like, all right, let's get some Latinos who have, like, connection to hip-hop or, like, just Afrobeat or just world music or something that doesn't involve our pasty white asses. So let's get Shakira and J-Lo together. Okay, I mean, like, there's a bunch of young Latino
people were excited. A lot of people were actually excited on social media, like random people.
But I'm acknowledging the chess part of it because it's a brilliant move, but we know why they did it.
Yeah,
J-Lo came off this big movie Hustlers. Like, things are popping off. She just had the 10-year anniversary of wearing that green dress. Like, she's a hot commodity. And then you throw in Shakira, who could be a legacy. She's a legacy act all across the world. And then you bring her and put her on the Super Bowl stage. I think the Black Eyed Peas did it one year, and I'm like, Black Eyed Peas and Shakira should have been on there together. But I'm just saying they're pandering to the Latino audience.
Well, Shakira runs a little bit of a risk of controversy because I thought there was something about alleged anti-Semitism a few years back.
Oh, she beat it.
So I'm not sure how that
she's
wrapped up, but I know that was something that I know people today that are like, yeah, she said something that I don't agree with or appreciate. So
yeah, she did.
She did, but she hasn't been canceled, clearly, because America likes to recycle its Latin stars, which is kind of disrespectful. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of young stars that they could have probably went after, but they realized, nope, can't do it because those people probably listen to their audience. So they figured they get some legacy acts. And a J-Lo, who, by the way, I still think she should have never been allowed to do the Motown thing at the Grammys because she's not Motown. And honestly, J-Lo can't sing and she can't act. But she played the game right, so good for her. But yeah, shout out to J-Lo and Shakira. It's going to be a great halftime show because it's in Miami, so they're definitely pandering to, like, the Latino crowd, South American crowd. I see what they're doing.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I'm sure they'll find a way to botch it.
Who do you think gets more time on stage? Travis Scott from last year or Shakira?
Shakira.
Okay, who's better, Shakira or J-Lo? I say Shakira. Oh, okay. So we're just gonna pretend like, yeah.
So we're just talking music, or we're talking career.
Well, globally, Shakira is bigger than J-Lo. So
I don't agree. I don't think that's true.
In her country, she's kind of a big deal.
Latin America,
yeah.
Like,
but
there's Puerto Rico,
J-Lo,
where J-Lo's from, and then there's the Latin country that Shakira's from, which is way bigger. Like a whole ass country.
Bro.
Well,
J-Lo's been in. You got to remember though, J-Lo's been in
Colombia
movies.
or Puerto Rico. Which one is a bigger country? And by the way, one's not even a country.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's my point. J-Lo's big.
Nah, bro, but you gotta imagine J-Lo's had how many #1 singles? She's been all over TV, all over movies. Like,
but she can't.
All that stuff is exported. That's what